All right, welcome everyone. We're ready to jump into another deep dive. Today we're tackling Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, an antidote to chaos.
Oh, a book that's definitely sparked a lot of conversation.
Yeah, it's generated quite a bit of debate.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be looking closely at each of these 12 rules and see what we can glean from them.
It's a book that really dives into complex issues
It does.
and touches on so many things, from personal responsibility all the way to,
Yeah.
even the wisdom of petting cats.
It's a pretty curious mix.
It is.
But, each rule is presented as this building block
Yeah.
for creating a meaningful life.
Right.
So let's start with that first, and sometimes controversial rule.
Okay.
Stand up straight with your shoulders back.
Mm-hmm.
I have to admit, when I first read that, I was like, is that it?
Right.
But of course, Peterson goes much deeper than just simple posture advice.
Well, what's so fascinating is how he links that physical posture
Yeah.
to broader themes of like human behavior and psychology.
Mm-hmm.
He'll draw parallels with the animal kingdom, pointing out how dominant animals often adopt that upright, expansive posture.
Right.
He even touches upon how posture can influence our brain chemistry,
Oh,
specifically serotonin levels,
Yeah.
which of course are linked to feelings of confidence and well-being.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not just about like looking confident. It's
Yeah.
actually like about feeling more confident
Yes.
from the inside out.
Yeah,
There's something powerful about that connection
Absolutely.
between our physical state and our mental state.
It challenges us to think about how even subtle changes in our body language can have this ripple effect on our emotions
Yeah.
and even our behavior.
That makes Peterson's next rule even more interesting.
Okay.
Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to get caught up in taking care of everyone else and
Right.
putting our own needs on the back burner.
It's true.
This rule really speaks to the importance of self-compassion.
Hmm.
It's not about being selfish.
No.
It's about recognizing your own inherent worth
Yes.
and taking responsibility for your well-being.
There are so many studies that highlight the benefits of self-care,
I bet.
and they demonstrate its impact on everything from stress reduction to emotional regulation
Yeah.
and overall mental health.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
If we don't take care of ourselves,
Yeah,
how can
right.
we be fully present and supportive for others?
Precisely. Investing in yourself, whether it's through, healthy habits or pursuing your passions, or simply giving yourself permission to rest,
Yeah,
that's essential for personal growth.
absolutely.
And ultimately,
Yeah.
for being able to contribute meaningfully to the world around you.
And speaking of the world around us,
Right.
that brings us to rule 3.
Okay.
Make friends with people who want the best for you.
Mm-hmm.
This one seems straightforward,
Yeah.
but it's something we might not always be conscious of.
It's a call to be intentional about the company we keep,
Absolutely.
because our social connections have a profound impact
Yeah.
on our thoughts, our feelings, and behaviors.
You're sure?
Surrounding yourself with people who support your aspirations and
Yeah.
challenge you to grow,
Mm-hmm.
that can be incredibly empowering.
It makes me think about the people in my own life.
Right.
Who are the ones that genuinely celebrate my successes?
Mhm.
Who are the ones that offer encouragement when I face setbacks?
Yeah.
Who are the ones that really push me to be my best self?
Those are valuable questions to consider.
They are.
It's not about cutting people out of your life who
Yeah.
might be going through a tough time or anything like that,
Yeah.
but rather being mindful
Yeah.
of the overall energy and influence of your
Yeah.
social circle.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then there's rule 4.
Okay.
Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today.
Mhm.
And in this age of social media, this feels more relevant than ever.
Really does.
It's so easy to get caught in that endless scroll,
Mm-hmm.
comparing ourselves to others,
Yes.
feeling inadequate.
Right.
Peterson's rule is like an antidote to that constant comparison trap.
It is.
He encourages us to shift our focus inward, emphasizing the importance of self-improvement
Yes.
over social competition.
I like that.
It's about recognizing that everyone is on their own unique journey,
Absolutely.
and that true growth comes from focusing on our own progress,
Mhm.
however incremental it may be.
Right. It's about celebrating those small victories.
Yeah.
Maybe you finally mastered that challenging yoga pose.
Yeah.
Or you had a difficult conversation with a colleague
Right.
that you'd been
Yes.
avoiding.
Yeah.
Or simply you managed to stick to your morning routine for an entire week.
Those are all wins.
They are.
And it's about reframing setbacks as opportunities for
Yes.
learning and growth. It's about understanding that failure is an inevitable part of the process, and that it's often through our mistakes that we gain the most valuable insights.
That's true.
Now, this next rule takes us into the realm of parenting.
All right.
Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. It certainly raises some eyebrows.
It does.
But I think there's more to it than meets the eye.
This is a rule that's often misinterpreted.
Yeah, I bet.
It's not about being a strict disciplinarian.
Right.
Or suppressing a child's individuality. What Peterson is advocating for is this balance of love and boundaries.
Okay.
He stresses the importance of setting clear expectations and limits while also fostering a nurturing and supportive environment.
So it's about guiding them towards becoming responsible and respectful individuals
Yeah.
without stifling their natural curiosity and spirit.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that children thrive when they feel safe and loved.
Yes.
But they also need clear guidelines to help them develop self-control and navigate the complexities of social interaction.
Absolutely.
Now, this next rule feels especially timely.
Okay.
Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. It's easy to get caught up in global issues and feel overwhelmed by the state of things.
Right.
But Peterson reminds us to start with ourselves.
This rule isn't about ignoring the problems of the world.
Right.
It's about recognizing that lasting change begins with individual responsibility. It's about taking ownership of our own lives and focusing on what we can control.
Okay.
Starting with our own thoughts, our behaviors, and immediate surroundings.
It's about walking the walk.
Yes.
Not just talking the talk.
It is.
It's about embodying the change we wish to see in the world.
And recognizing that even small acts of personal responsibility can have a ripple effect.
I like that.
When we create order and harmony in our own lives, we contribute to a more positive and functional society as a whole.
Rule 7 is one that really resonates with me. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. In a world that often prizes instant gratification and quick fixes, this feels like a powerful call to action.
It's a challenge
It is.
to prioritize long-term fulfillment over short-term gains.
Yeah.
Peterson emphasizes the importance of aligning our actions with our values, even if it means taking the harder path.
Yeah.
He argues that pursuing meaning, even if it requires effort and sacrifice,
Absolutely.
ultimately leads to a more profound sense of purpose and satisfaction.
It's about asking ourselves what truly matters to me.
Yes.
And then having the courage to pursue those things, even if they don't offer immediate rewards.
And recognizing that meaning can be found in so many different aspects of life.
Yeah, for sure.
And our relationships,
That's
our
our
work,
yeah.
our creative pursuits, even in our everyday interactions
Right.
with the world around us.
Okay, rule 8 is about as straightforward as it gets.
Okay.
Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. It seems like a pretty solid foundation
It does.
for a well-functioning society.
Absolutely.
Honesty is the cornerstone of trust.
Yes.
And trust is essential
Yeah,
for
sure.
building strong relationships, communities, and societies.
Right.
Peterson argues that even small lies can have a corrosive effect,
They do.
eroding our integrity
Yeah.
and undermining our ability to connect with others authentically.
It's about living in alignment with reality.
Yeah,
Even when it's uncomfortable.
right.
It's about being honest with ourselves and with the people around us, even when it's difficult.
Sometimes it is.
And it's about recognizing that truthfulness isn't just about avoiding outright lies.
Right.
It's also about being genuine in our interactions, expressing our true thoughts and feelings,
Yeah.
and living in accordance with our values.
Rule 9 encourages a mindset that I think we could all benefit from.
Yeah.
Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. This rule is a powerful antidote to arrogance and closed-mindedness.
It is.
It's a reminder that everyone has their own unique experiences and perspectives,
Yeah.
and that we can learn something valuable from everyone we encounter, even those we might disagree with.
Absolutely.
It's about approaching conversations with a sense of humility and curiosity, being open to having our minds changed, and truly listening to understand, not just to respond.
And recognizing that knowledge isn't a finite resource.
Right.
It's something that expands and deepens when we're open to learning from others.
All right, rule 10.
Okay.
Be precise in your speech. I have to admit, this one initially struck me as a bit odd.
Yeah, I could see that.
But the more I thought about it, the more sense it made.
It's a reminder that clear communication
Yeah,
is essential for clear thinking.
that's true.
When we're vague in our language,
Yeah.
it often reflects a lack of clarity in our thoughts and goals.
So it's about being intentional with our words,
Yes.
choosing them carefully,
Mhm.
and striving for clarity
Right.
in both our written and spoken communication.
And recognizing that precision in language
Yeah.
can lead to precision in action.
Oh, interesting.
When we're clear about what we want to achieve and
Yeah.
how we plan to get there,
Mm-hmm.
we're much more likely to succeed.
Rule 11 feels a bit out of place at first glance.
Okay.
Do not bother children when they are skateboarding.
Interesting.
But as with many of Peterson's rules,
Yeah.
there's a deeper meaning at play here.
What is it?
This rule is about allowing children the space
Yeah.
to explore, experiment,
Yeah.
and even take risks.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that learning often involves making mistakes
Right.
and that overprotecting children can stifle their development and prevent them from learning valuable life lessons.
It's about trusting them
Yeah,
to navigate their own challenges.
Absolutely.
And allowing them to experience the natural consequences of their actions.
right. Within safe boundaries, of course.
Right.
It's about fostering a sense of independence and resilience in children
Yeah.
while also providing guidance and support when needed.
Absolutely.
And finally, we come to Rule 12.
All right.
Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street.
Hmm.
This one feels like a welcome breath of fresh air.
It does.
After some of the heavier rules.
Right.
It's a reminder to embrace the simple joys in life.
Yeah, I like that.
It's about being present in the moment, appreciating the small things,
Right.
and finding moments of connection and beauty in the everyday.
Recognizing that life isn't always about striving and achieving.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about pausing to appreciate the little things that bring us joy.
So far, we've explored a diverse range of rules,
We have.
each offering a unique perspective on how to navigate the complexities of life.
Yeah.
These rules, while seemingly disparate, seem to be woven together by some common threads.
They do.
What are some of the underlying themes that tie these 12 rules together?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's what we'll be discussing next.
Okay, great. Welcome back to our deep dive into Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life.
Yeah, we've explored all 12 rules.
From the importance of posture to navigating parenthood and even, the simple act of petting a cat.
It's quite a journey.
It is.
But, as we were saying before,
Yeah.
there are some key themes
Yeah.
that connect these seemingly diverse ideas.
There are.
What really stood out to me is this emphasis on personal responsibility.
Yeah.
That seems to be woven throughout the book.
It's definitely a recurring motif.
It is.
From setting our own house in order
Yeah.
before critiquing the world
Yeah.
to taking responsibility for our own well-being. Peterson consistently stresses the importance of agency.
Right.
He argues that we have more control over our lives
Yeah.
than we often realize,
Right.
and that true growth begins with acknowledging that power.
It's empowering, isn't it?
It is.
This idea that we're not just passive bystanders,
Right.
but active participants
Yeah,
in shaping our own reality.
absolutely.
Instead of feeling trapped by circumstances, we can start to see ourselves as architects of our own lives.
Yeah, I like that.
Capable of making choices
Right.
that lead to positive change.
It can be incredibly liberating.
It is, especially, and that ties in nicely with another major theme,
Yeah.
self-improvement. Peterson seems to be a big proponent of
Right.
constantly striving
Yes.
to become a better version of ourselves.
He definitely emphasizes that growth is an ongoing process.
Right.
It's not about reaching some endpoint of perfection,
Yeah.
but about embracing that journey of self-discovery and continuous learning.
I'm reminded of Rule 4,
Okay.
where he encourages us to compare ourselves to who we were yesterday, not to who someone else is today.
Yes.
It's about recognizing our own progress, no matter how small, and celebrating those wins along the way.
And understanding that setbacks are an inevitable part of that process.
Yeah.
Failure is not the opposite of success,
Right.
but rather a stepping stone on the path towards it.
There's another theme that really resonates with me. Peterson talks a lot about the importance of choosing meaning over comfort.
Yeah.
It's a concept that feels especially relevant in a world that often prioritizes ease
It does.
or instant gratification.
He argues that true fulfillment doesn't come from seeking pleasure or avoiding pain,
Right.
but from pursuing something larger than ourselves.
He uses the term meaning a lot.
He does.
What exactly does he mean by that?
It's about finding something that gives your life purpose, a driving force that aligns with your values and inspires you to strive for something greater than just your own immediate gratification.
So it could be a career that makes a difference in the world.
It could be.
A creative pursuit that brings you joy, or even simply being a loving and supportive parent.
Absolutely.
Or friend.
Absolutely.
It's about connecting to something that transcends your own ego and contributes to the well-being of others or the betterment of society.
Exactly.
That makes me think of Rule 7.
Okay.
Where he encourages us to pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient.
It's a call to action.
It is.
To step outside of our comfort zones and embrace challenges that align with our values.
Absolutely.
Even if they require hard work, sacrifice, and delayed gratification.
So we have personal responsibility, self-improvement, and choosing meaning over comfort.
Right.
These themes really seem to be interwoven.
They do.
Throughout the book, creating this rich tapestry of ideas.
It's a framework for living a more deliberate and fulfilling life.
Yeah.
But the question is, how do we translate these abstract concepts into concrete actions?
Right.
How do we actually apply these principles to our everyday lives?
That's what I'm curious about.
Okay.
How do we take these grand ideas and make them practical and actionable? Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been really unpacking Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life.
Yeah, we've been exploring those rules themselves and those overarching themes that connect them.
Right. Personal responsibility, self-improvement, and that pursuit of meaning.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But as you were just saying, the real challenge lies in the application.
It really does.
How do we take these ideas and actually integrate them into our daily lives?
Yeah. How do we make this practical?
Right.
Let's start with something tangible.
Okay.
Rule 1. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Seems like as good a place as any to begin.
It does.
It's such a simple action.
Right.
Yet Peterson argues it has this profound impact on our psychology.
Well, it's about recognizing that mind-body connection and understanding that our physical state can actually influence our emotional state.
Okay.
So when we adopt that upright posture, we kind of project this image of confidence.
Right.
And that, in turn, can actually boost our real feelings of confidence.
So it's not just about appearances.
No, not at all.
There's a real physiological and psychological shift that happens when we stand tall.
There is.
Wow.
Studies have shown that adopting those power poses, like standing with your shoulders back and your chin lifted, can actually decrease cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone.
Oh, wow.
And increase testosterone.
Okay.
Which is associated with those feelings of confidence and dominance.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So even if we don't feel confident initially, simply changing our posture can start to shift our internal state.
Exactly. And those small changes can have a ripple effect.
Wow.
Impacting how we interact with others.
Yeah.
How we approach challenges, even how we perceive ourselves.
That makes me think about Rule 2. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping.
Yeah.
It's a powerful concept.
It is.
But what does it look like in practice?
Well, it starts with recognizing that self-care isn't selfish. It's essential.
Okay.
Just as we would care for a loved one.
Right.
We need to prioritize our own physical, emotional, and mental well-being.
So what are some practical ways we can actually put this into practice?
Well, it could be as simple as making sure you get enough sleep.
Okay.
Nourishing your body with healthy foods. Taking time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation.
Right.
It could also involve setting boundaries in your relationships.
Yeah.
Learning to say no to things that drain your energy.
Yeah.
Or seeking professional help when needed.
It's about recognizing our own needs.
Yes.
And taking responsibility for meeting them so we can show up as our best selves.
Right.
For the people and commitments in our lives.
It's about cultivating that self-compassion.
Yeah.
And recognizing that we're worthy of care and attention.
Rule 3. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Seems like a pretty obvious one.
We did that.
But I think it's worth reflecting on.
Absolutely.
The company we keep and the impact that has on our lives.
You know, we are so deeply influenced by the people we surround ourselves with.
For sure.
Their attitudes, beliefs, behaviors, it can all shape our own.
Right.
Often in really subtle ways.
Yeah. That we might not even realize surrounding ourselves with those positive, supportive people who believe in us and encourage our growth can be so empowering.
Incredibly empowering.
It's about being mindful of the energy we allow into our lives.
Yeah.
It's about choosing to spend time with people who uplift us, challenge us to grow, and celebrate our successes.
And it's not just about seeking out those positive influences.
Right.
It's also about recognizing and setting boundaries with people who drain our energy or hold us back.
Toxic relationships can be so damaging.
They can.
And sometimes it's necessary to distance ourselves from people who aren't contributing to our well-being.
It's not always easy.
No.
But it's an act of self-care and self-respect.
Rule 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Feels especially relevant in this age of social media.
Oh, it does.
Where we're constantly bombarded with images
Yes.
of other people's seemingly perfect lives.
It's so easy to fall into that trap of comparing ourselves to others.
I know.
And feeling inadequate.
It's so true.
But as Peterson points out,
Yeah.
that kind of comparison is a recipe for unhappiness.
It is.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
Because everyone is on their own unique journey.
It's about shifting our focus inward on our own progress and growth rather than getting caught up in that external validation game.
Right. It's about celebrating our own wins.
Yeah.
No matter how small. Learning from our setbacks. Recognizing that progress isn't always linear.
It's not.
And that the journey is just as important as the destination.
This next rule really speaks to Peterson's emphasis on finding meaning and purpose in life.
Right.
Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. It's a reminder to think beyond instant gratification and to align our actions with our values.
It's a call to consider the long game.
It is.
What kind of life do we want to create? What impact do we want to have on the world?
Right.
What legacy do we want to leave behind?
It's about asking ourselves what truly matters to me and then having the courage to pursue those things, even if they require hard work, sacrifice, and delayed gratification.
Absolutely.
It's about recognizing that meaning often comes from contributing to something larger than ourselves.
It does.
Whether it's our family, our community, or a cause we believe in.
And finally, we come to Rule 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. It's a simple reminder to appreciate the little things in life.
It really is.
You know, it's about cultivating a sense of gratitude and finding moments of joy in the everyday.
Right.
It's about recognizing that life isn't always about striving and achieving.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's about pausing to appreciate the beauty and wonder that surrounds us.
So there you have it. A glimpse into Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life.
It's a complex and thought-provoking book.
It is.
Filled with ideas that really challenge us to examine our lives.
Absolutely.
And strive for something more.
It's a guidebook for navigating the complexities of human existence.
Yeah.
A roadmap for personal growth.
It is.
And a reminder that we all have the power to create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Until next time.
Keep exploring.